Gwyneth Paltrow lost half a day skiing. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. The world can be a difficult place for many people, can't it? They find it a particularly treacherous and unpleasant place that they need to somehow navigate their way through. Life is hard. For instance, there are many problems that you may face, including the trauma that is induced as a consequence of your toast landing butter side down. Instant referral to therapy, that one. Or you need to make a telephone call and you see that you've just got 3% charge on your phone. It's enough to cause a mental breakdown. Perhaps you face the fact that your television remote isn't working, or you're unable to find your AirPods. Or you find yourself in the hell that is receiving a "we missed you" card for an attempted parcel delivery. The struggle is real. It might be the case that you are beside yourself because you can't find the end of the sellotape and you have an important parcel to wrap. Perhaps for you have just run out of milk, or the public shame of an unexpected item in the bagging area. Perhaps you've suffered the humiliation of only having 3G when you wanted 4G on your phone, or that you realise that an important email has gone into your junk folder. Perhaps the ultimate betrayal includes the absence of Wi-Fi in a place that you're staying. All of those are huge struggles that humankind faces perhaps on a daily basis, and understandably attracts much moaning and complaining. Well, now you can add to that list the loss of half a day of skiing. Yes, the ongoing trial that's taking place between Terry Sanderson and Gwyneth Paltrow provided us with the gem of an observation from Gwyneth Paltrow, which provides you with an insight of the rarefied atmosphere and deluded world in which Gwyneth Paltrow operates. MJ Bergin, writing for the Daily Mail, leads with the headline, "Well, we lost half a day of skiing. Gwyneth Paltrow is roasted by Busy Phillips and many more as the internet goes wild over that viral quote from Ski Crash Trial." As I've explained to you elsewhere, Gwyneth Paltrow is a narcissist. And, as can be seen by many of the things that she says and does, she operates in a world which is rather detached from the reality for everybody else, a world that many might just say is occupied by those first world problems, an example of many I gave you earlier. The Mail reports that Gwyneth Paltrow has been roasted by the internet after a quote from her ongoing ski accident trial went viral. The 50-year-old actress has been on trial in Utah over the past several days after being sued by retired optometrist Terry Sanderson for a 2016 ski collision. During one of the trial days, Paltrow took the stand in court to testify. When she was asked about the losses she herself suffered from the accident, she then responded with the now infamous line, "Well, we lost half a day of skiing." Now, it might not quite be up there with Amber Heard's "My dog stepped on a bee," but it certainly provides you with insight as to who this person is. Many people, unaware that she's a narcissist, would simply think to themselves, well, that just demonstrates, doesn't it? She's utterly detached from reality if she thinks that's a problem. But actually, it's demonstrative of her narcissism. First of all, the world, the universe, revolves around Gwyneth Paltrow. And the fact that she lost half a day of skiing, that's a major issue. That, of course, is a problem for her. Never mind that there are people starving, people losing their jobs, people losing their lives, people battling cancer. All of those things are irrelevant to Gwyneth Paltrow. Of course, through facade management, she can express sympathy for people affected by those things, but they don't really matter to her. They're not part of her world. What matters to her are such crucial matters of losing half a day of skiing, because in her world, that is the equivalent of learning that you've got a diagnosis of cancer, that your leg's been blown off by a landmine, that a tank has just bulldozed through your house, that a tornado has just ripped through your trailer, killing a member of your family and destroying most of your worldly possessions. For Gwyneth Paltrow, the loss of half a day of skiing is the equivalency of those tragedies. The article continues that since then, the actress has been the subject of viral reactions to the statement by both fans and other stars, including Busy Phillips. The White Chick Star 43 posted a selfie on her Instagram account with fellow actress Jen Tulloch and used Gwyneth's quote as her caption. For the photo, the two women leaned in front of the camera with deadpan faces, and both held up what looked like espresso martinis. Twitter has also become a floodgate of primarily funny reactions to Gwyneth's statement. One user wrote, "I hate to tell you this, but if you're only hitting the slopes now, you've missed a half day of skiing, which is the worst thing that can happen to anyone." Another said, "He can earn more money, but Gwyneth will never get back the half day of skiing she lost. So who's really the bad person here?" In response to someone tweeting a clip of the video with the words, "This trial is fully an Adderall talk to a Xanax," another person had the amusing idea to start working up Halloween ideas for the upcoming season. "I need to find a way of making, well, I lost half a day of skiing, into a Halloween costume this year." One Twitter goer shared a picture of the video game character Mario, clutching his chest in pain, and wrote above it, "Gwyneth Paltrow, after losing half a day of skiing." Someone else simply shared a photo of Gwyneth on the stand and wrote, "This is art." Somebody put, "Half a day of skiing that she'll never get back? How many vagina candles did that cost her?" Somebody else wrote, "Texting all my friends, well, I lost half a day of skiing. Next time any minor inconvenience befalls me." The Marvel actress's company Goop was also hilariously brought into the conversation by one person. "Half a day of skiing that she'll never get back. How many vagina candles did that cost her?" Sanderson sued the actress $3.1 million in 2019, accusing her of colliding with him on a ski slope at Deer Valley Resort in Park City, Utah in 2016 and causing him to have a permanent traumatic brain injury. Already, of course, Paltrow has been mocked for the comparisons between the glasses that she wore with Jeffrey Dahmer. And now, as a consequence of her ill-judged observation about being asked about what her losses were, as a consequence of the accident, she explained that she lost half a day of skiing. The fact is that many people will just think to themselves, well, that shows that she's in that rarefied atmosphere and she has no due regard for the little people. But it's more than that. Yes, it's demonstrative of her arrogance. It's demonstrative of her detachment from people. It also embodies her lack of emotional empathy for other people, in that to her, where a man has been injured, what's more important is the fact that she lost half a day of skiing. It matters not that he apparently has suffered life-changing injuries, if his evidence is correct. What's far more important, of course, is that she lost half a day of skiing. So she demonstrates her sense of entitlement to come out with a comment such as that, a lack of emotional empathy for the people affected by such a comment, a lack of accountability for her behaviours, the delusion, her self-absorption. Of course, this also demonstrates a pity play. Feel sorry for me as a consequence of the fact that I've lost half a day of skiing because that is such a traumatic event. Then, of course, comes the fact that her facade is damaged by people ripping the piss out of what she has said in relation to this loss of a half a day skiing, and she faces repeated attacks as a consequence of challenge fuel by the internet laughing at her. Of course, she may not see any of that, and therefore it doesn't affect her. If it does, she would just snootily ignore it and basically regard it as the mutterings of the hoi polloi, people that are beneath her. Remember, of course, the sentence itself doesn't prove that she's a narcissist. We've looked at lots of other evidence to make that determination. But what it does enable us to understand is how, having established that she's a narcissist, making such a comment is interpreted as part of her narcissism, and is a useful example, again, in understanding the way that a narcissist dismisses people has no emotional empathy, and is haughty. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.